There's never been a month in my life where I haven't had at least 5 days where, you're in the dark room, not being able to move, I can't take my kids anywhere, I can't take care of my grandma that I do, I can't make dinner for the family. I've adjusted, I've had 30 years of this, I've definitely adjusted, and I pre-plan my meals, I have backups in place in case I can't drive the kids. But I love to see what Dr. Clift had helped my daughter Audrey with, and with her back issues, and so I started coming I think at the beginning of January, and I have only had a couple of migraines since. They've probably decreased by 75 to 80%. It's hard when you have chronic pain and triggers that go along with it to be out in public. Somebody's cologne is too strong and you're immediately back in the car covering up all the families in a movie because you can't move, you can't do anything. So I'm not having that anymore, and again, it's been so normal for me that I didn't really realize what it'd be like without it. And it's easy, life feels really easy. In fact, that I can reliably know that if I say I'm gonna be someplace, I can say, oh, friends, I'm gonna have lunch with you at this date, and I can make it there because I'm not in pain. I would say the biggest change is just being able to reliably do normal things, not be, covering and just that constant stress, that you have in here and here, to not have that. It really, like I said, I'm a happy person. I've always been a happy person, but the ease that I feel, that happiness now, is really something. I had a lot of migraine triggers in my life, certain smells, certain foods. I'm kind of slowly introducing some of those things, and I'm not noticing a problem. So peppermint, for example, helps most people with migraines. It's always been a trigger for me. And my grandma had a peppermint in the other day, and normally I have to say, Grandma, you gotta spit that out. And I didn't say that, and she sat in a closed car with a really strong peppermint in her mouth, and thought, oh, this is different. So I came from my migraines. I've had great relief from that, but one of the best things that have happened is I've always had severe motion sickness, and I went on a trip with my husband recently, and 4 flights, 1,000 miles of car rides in the mountains, windy roads, and I had not a drop of motion sickness for the entire time. It was unbelievable. We couldn't figure out why was I feeling better, and realized as we were driving back to the airport that chiropractic has really been the answer, and I can't even tell you what a huge difference it makes. My husband's not been able to drive us in 21 years together, and he drove for 750 out of 1,000 miles, and I had no motion sickness. And then the other thing that I've noticed, aside from just general movement, feeling better, is my sleep. I am sleeping tremendously well and deep. I'm falling asleep mid-conversation with my husband in bed. Normally I'd read till midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'd have to kind of force myself to go to sleep. And now I'm falling asleep about 10:30, 10:45, and it is deep and it is restful, and I'm so pleased. And that's not why I came to the chiropractor, but it feels really amazing. So I haven't really had normal since I was about 9. I'm still nervous. I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna have a migraine that day, because that's how I've spent 30 plus years, thinking I'm gonna wake up in pain. So every day that I don't, it's really a blessing. I'm really, really grateful and pleased, so.